Ray Clark, and I worked at Magpul for about 20 years. Started in 2004. I managed the commercial sales and business development for Magpul. My exposure to the AR-15 platform really started in my days in the Air Force, which of course was an M16A2 back then. And shortly after I got out of the Air Force, I became a police officer in Oakland, California. I was on the patrol rifle team there, and that was really my first immersion into the AR platform. AR-15s back pre-ban, there was only a handful of brands. People know the ABC, Armalite, Bushmaster, Colt. There was a handful of others that were thrown into that mix, but really quite small numbers in comparison to where we're at today and what we see with the variety of manufacturers that are out there. There were different components that people were hodgepodging together to kind of make those rifle stocks work well for them. There were no QD mounts located on the slings themselves, so there were folks that were integrating those in themselves, drilling a pass-through hole and attaching a QD cup, or using the footman's loop that often came loose and was rattly, having like mission-specific stocks for rifles. A smaller profile for a PDW or an entry gun, or if it was a precision rifle stock, having to attach and duct tape cardboard and carpet to the cheek comb area in order to get your right height correct, so you could get sight alignment correct through your optic. Not only did they rattle when you walked with them or moved them around, but it was also made obtaining a good solid cheek weld and a good shoulder purchase on the stock semi-challenging. This was Magpul's first entry into the carbine buttstock market. This is the M93 stock. Our founder, Richard Fitzpatrick, developed this in 2D, actually on Illustrator, way back in the early 2000s. 2002 saw the first units coming out to market. Richard was really trying to address a handful of different challenges and what he experienced as problems with existing buttstocks. Whether it's the butt pad or whether it was the rattle against the buffer tube or the option to be able to have QD cups or other footman's loops and sling strike plates. There was a whole host of features that he was trying to really attack with this stock, really create a stock that had a nice solid lockup, so it didn't have that rattle, it didn't have that play, and had nice solid interface with the shooter. Richard had the M93 in full production and was shipping a handful of parts to different military units, the Det 1 Marines, the Naval EOD. There were a handful of other Tier 1 units that were using the product. We learned very quickly that a design that was in 2D, the founder doing this in his basement on his computer late night trying to figure out a path for this, it equaled challenges in the manufacturing world. So we had a handful of new players come into Magpul that were adding a new level of sophistication to the product development and product engineering side, and we elected to take a stab at developing a carbine stock that was an elevated evolution of the M93 stock, and that of course was the CTR. So fast forward a decade after we launched the CTR and the Mo carbine stock, you can't go anywhere and see the silhouette of an AR-15 that doesn't have that footprint. So fast forward to 2023 and we've got our Magpul DT stock, dual tensioning stock. Just to start from the back and move forward, we've got a new ergonomic butt pad on here. It still has the toe kick on the bottom, a little bit of a concave surface in the area. And then this is also compatible with a handful of other stocks that we make as well. We've got our footman's loop, so you can feed your sling through here. We've also got one integrated and built in as well. It's a anti-rotational. We've got our little clip spots here for a cheek piece that can slap on if you're using it on a non-AR-15 platform that the charging handle isn't going to impact. And really the creme de la creme of this entire stock is the DT mechanism itself. So we've got a small cartridge that's manufactured as a sub-assembly, and then that's dropped into the DT stock and then pinned in place with a cap on top of it. And again, that DT mechanism is allowing for easy adjustment of the carbine stock itself, and then allows for, once you release that, to be able to lock it in and press up against nice and tight to the buffer tube. This is the Mo PR or Mo Precision Rifle stock. So Mo-PR stock's got a handful of features that are quite valuable. The cheek piece that attaches to the Mo-PR just snaps onto the top. It's the same cheek piece we've been using for years with the CTR and with the Mo stocks. A flat surface on the bottom. Previous stocks that we had in the Mo lineup came to a point, so it didn't make it ideal for use with a bag or a bag rider. And then of course a flat fronted bladed edge here that also allows for the shooter to be able to pull the stock into their shoulder and be able to adjust for height when they're sitting on a bag in a precision environment. One thing that Magpul's never lacked is this creative mindset. You know, it was an exciting time because we had this small group of products that we were selling. We developed a project called the Masada, and it was a piston-operated, totally modular rifle that had all the features that you could possibly want on a modern fighting rifle. And geez, you look at the guns that are out today, a lot of these more modern rifles, they have a lot of the similar features that the Masada had on them. And you know, we worked on this thing, went from drawings on a napkin really to 6 functioning prototypes in less than a year. And we were shooting those on a regular basis and really kind of building up this idea of like, hey, we could do something with this. And of course we didn't. We licensed the manufacturing rights out to Bushmaster and as the ACR, as folks know it now. But this idea that a small garage tech business that builds a handful of small accessories for the AR-15 was prototyping a fully functioning prototype of a modern fighting rifle was something that at that time, with the recent sunset of the assault weapons ban, people were excited about this. So it got us a lot of attention, and shortly thereafter we had the FMG, the folding machine gun, which was another prototype that we developed, and we never brought that to market at the time. Of course, as most viewers would know now, we're working on something with Zev on that. But again, it's one of these, another program where, you know, we don't really build firearms, but we are very creative people and we got a lot of ideas, and we also don't take ourselves too serious. We're serious when we need to be, and we know how to have a good time, and that's not only, you know, in our private time when we're at the range and shooting with our friends and family, but that's also during the development process of the products. And you know, it's a little bit of that skateboard punk, it's a little bit of that rock and roll, and there's definitely some redneck in there. It's been really exciting over the last 25 years to watch this company go from, you know, a handful of small accessories and really being able to fully embrace and lead the pack in regards to the development and design of new firearms accessories. We are truly at the core of our soul. We're gun people. The people that are involved in the development and design, engineering, the sales, the guys that are touching the product every day, we're all gun people. And you know, we enjoy doing this type of thing on the weekends. We enjoy doing it, you know, on our vacation. It's something that we do as part of a lifestyle. And I couldn't be more proud of what we've been able to accomplish in the 25 years that we've been doing this.